On a few of my knives I did a little bit of electro etching. My approach on electro etching is a little bit different to other guys. They mostly use stencils and I use this type of wax. So in this video I will show you how I do my electro etching on blades. So the very first step of electro etching is to coat your blade in this stuff, which is some sort of wax. But before you do that, you need a consistent finish on your blade. I do not like my blades to be at more than 1000 grit, because if they are too fine of a finish, your wax won't grab onto the steel. And so I got a 400 grit finish on this blade, 400 grit satin finish, and I can put my wax on this stuff. You can also use nail polish, but I don't like nail polish, because if you put nail polish on, you have a very thick coating of nail polish and it's harder to scribe in, and this stuff makes your life a lot easier if you do a lot of this technique, which I will explain to you. On this blade I coat the whole blade because I'm doing a pattern in the whole blade. But if you're only doing your maker's mark or your name or something, you only the little area where you are going to etch covered. But this blade is going into my salt water for the whole length, so I coat everything in this stuff. I always do the coating the day before I am planning on drawing my design, because this stuff takes a little time to cure. So I clamped it in the vise and I will leave it to dry overnight, and tomorrow I will start scribing in my design and etching it out. Now, using this metal scribe, I am going to draw my design in the blade and prepare it for etching. Well, now it's time to electro etch this blade. This is my salt water. It is orange, but that is just because I used this solution a few times. It is a solution with just water, warm water, and some salt. If the water is warm, it is easier to dissolve the salt in the water. I do not know how much salt is in the solution. You have to experiment with this yourself. I will use this ETCH charger. It has a black and a red wire, a negative and a positive. You hook the negative, the black, to a scrap piece of steel which is in the water, and you hook your red wire to your blade, which goes in the water. Then you turn your ETCH charger on. I do it at 6 volts for 4 minutes, but you have to experiment with this yourself, because your water will be different and your charger. It's just smarter to experiment with this with some scrap pieces of steel before you really start etching your real knife in this with this method, because my results are pretty okay right now. And I did it a lot of times, and if you do this for your first time, I recommend doing it with some scrap, because just directly going in with your knife is not very smart. So now I will put my knife in, turn my ETCH charger on and start etching this blade. I'll use some lacquer thinner to clean off my wax and see if I have a clean etching. Yeah, looks pretty clean. I think I left it a little bit too long. See a few mistakes right here at the tip. Yeah, that's something you can't solve right now, but I'm pretty happy with this. So, after finishing the blade to the desired finish, your blade needs a handle. So I gave it a little handle and a guard, and now my knife is done. So this knife is ready to ship out to my customer. If you want to buy a knife from me, you can send me an email. I hope you learned something from this video. You really need to try this out for yourself and experiment with this, because your results will always be different. I think it's not the best way to etch a design in your blade, but because sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work and your results are crappy, but you really learn a lot from it when you try it out for yourself. At this moment I'm working on an integral knife and my new workshop. I will make a video about the new workshop very soon and a video about the integral knife very soon if everything goes well. So, have a great day. Bye.